Well, hey friends, I'm glad that you're joining me today on what I hope will be a brand new series, albeit it probably won't happen but a couple to 3 days a week at most, that I'm going to entitle as Walk and Talk. Now, you may not realize this, but even though I did so well just after transplant, that is within a few days, maybe a week, I was up to walking 3 to 4 miles a day, pretty much every day. That was a great recovery, but one of the things I was never really able to do, still don't do it well, but never really able to do it all in the past, is to actually get out and walk and at the same time be able to talk. I would get extremely winded. I would have to gasp for air. Things were always pretty difficult for me, but as I have worked really hard over the course of the last year or so to try to get past that, as I have improved, things have gotten better. So I decided, well, why not start a series, call it Walk and Talk, and I'll basically, when I go out for my 2 to 3 day a week walks, I'll spend some time with you, talk to you for a moment, and then I'll try to end each program by asking you a pretty simple question, just to learn a little bit more about you and to talk to you a little bit about who you really are. So, it's just a wonderful, beautiful day, and I think the first thing I wanted to do, and surely am doing right now, is I wanted to carry you out right behind my house to where I spend almost all of my time, 6 to 8 hours a day at least, and to show you around just a little bit, show you about some of the scenery that we have here in my backyard. Of course, many of you have seen me before across the street here, across the road, playing in the creek, kayaking, canoeing, whatever you might call that. Spent a lot of time coming up here to the back 40, as we call it in the South, and just basically watching the cows roam. Not our property. It's a neighbor's property, but there are about 300 and something acres behind us that are absolutely gorgeous. And I spend a lot of time up here, spending some time walking, talking, taking some photographs, that sort of thing. And I just thought I'd share a little bit of that with you today. So if you want to look right here behind me, I'll try to turn so you can see a little bit of that. I promise you it doesn't do it justice. The mountains off over here in the background, those peaks right there, the wonderful classic barn up on the hill, all these things are absolutely wonderful, and I'm blessed to live where I do and to be able to be out and about like I am. But anyway, I'm going to be carrying you some places that are special to me, so I start here in my own backyard for that, but I want to carry some places that are special to me, kind of show you those places, and just remind you that I'm not an athlete. Matter of fact, I guess you'd say I'm a huge athlete. And by that, I mean belly-wise. I'm a huge athlete, but I'm not athletic, I should say. But nonetheless, I do believe in being healthy. I do believe in, living for your donor, giving tribute to your donor. And I think exercise, taking care of yourself, eating a good diet, all that stuff can play into that, make things a lot better. And I think you do honor your donor when you do that. So I do get out and walk a few days a week, and I'll take you with me. And I think you'll see some wonderful things. I encourage you to get outdoors, to spend time in nature. Again, you wouldn't find me in a gym or on a treadmill, pumping out or anything, but you can find me outside a lot and staying busy, staying active, and I would encourage you to do much the same. I think it's wonderful to do. And if you choose to come on me on some of these journeys, good. I'll probably always be sweating and hot and maybe a little bit winded even because I'm trying to push, but I'm glad that you would be willing to come along with me. So here's the first question. I'm going to ask questions to begin with that are very similar to what I do on my program, My Story, My Words. And the first question for you is, who are you? Tell me a little bit about yourself. Tell me about your friends, your family, your caregivers. Tell me a little bit about your situation in life, whether you've had a transplant or maybe you're waiting on one, or maybe just you're someone who knows someone who has. I'd love to hear about that. So you can keep it generic. I would say, my name is Jim. I'm 46 years old. I've got a wife and 5 beautiful children. I had a heart transplant in 2013. I'm doing great. And I live every day for, not just for me, but for my donor and for my God. That would be my answer. But you put your answer below in the comment. I'd love to hear from you. Love for you to share part of your story. And I would certainly love you to go with me and walk and talk. Have a great day, folks. Goodbye. Stay stronger.